What have you accidentally conditioned your pet to do?
I take baths with my cat by letting her float in a plastic box. I keep the box in my closet. I only started doing this about a month ago, but now when I turn the bathwater on she runs to the closet and jumps in her box.
Our cat had impacted anal glands for a while. We had to bribe him with treats for him to let us look to make sure he was doing all right. Now when he wants a treat he comes up and sticks his butt in our face. My cat meows twice like, "Bless you," when I sneeze and I say, "Thank you," back. She started doing that on her own. I stopped saying thank you a few times and now she won't stop yelling at me until she knows I'm okay.
Stop eating your face. He has floppy jowls that sometimes get stuck in his teeth. I used to just casually say, "Dude, stop eating your face," when it happened. On the occasions that he just happened to lick his teeth and spring it loose, I would give him a pat on the head and call him a good boy. Never any intentional training, but now that he's an old man he's 100% responsive when I tell him. He'll clear his teeth out and present himself for his congratulatory head pats. Our dog puts himself to bed when we turn the Xbox off.
When my dog was a puppy my dad used to give her the last bite of his breakfast sandwich every morning so she learned to sit next to whoever was at the head of the table eating at 8 a.m. every morning. Sadly my father passed from brain cancer a few years ago so I feel bad to see her sit there and wait for the sandwich that isn't coming. If he hears me on the phone with my sister it's automatically time for a walk. We usually chat when I take him out and he is now very aware of that. Also outside clothes and putting on makeup means I'm going out probably without him. If I take my backpack I won't be back until after work, he's happy that hasn't happened in a while. I would playfully grab, not hard, really light, my dog's snout whenever we're playing. He somehow figured out it's my favorite thing to do whenever he comes over to me. So now, every time he senses that I'm upset or sees that I'm crying, he would come up to me and gently put his snout in my hand.
I talk to myself constantly so my cat thinks it's normal to walk around making chatty noises all the time. If he's awake, he's talking. I think it's adorable but it drives my husband nuts, which has resulted in my husband yelling at him a lot. Don't worry, the cat doesn't get upset. Now the cat thinks that's just how my husband talks, so whenever he sees him he yells at him really loudly in order to imitate him. My husband will walk in the room and my cat will stop whatever he's doing and just meow significant other loudly right in his face. It's absolutely hilarious. Dude got exactly what he deserved. Every time I open the veggies drawer in the fridge my guinea pigs begin to squeal with excitement, thinking it is food time even if I just fed them. LLL.
My tortoise stands on my foot when he is hungry.
I used to work from home, which included talking on the phone a lot. My dog would always bark when I was starting to talk to someone, so I'd give her a treat to shut up. This turned into her following me around and barking anytime I put my headset on. I don't work for that company anymore, but I kept the headset on a shelf. Now when she wants treats she'll go over to it and bark at it and then look at me.
My niece loves to FaceTime my mom to talk to her dog. When the dog was a puppy, my mom used to pull her onto her lap when she would get FaceTimed. Now the dog is ADL bullshit and will jump in your lap if your phone or tablet starts making the default FaceTime ring. My cat will open the tray to my Xbox when he thinks I've been playing too long. Even if I just started. My pup knows, scooch, means for him to get on his side of the bed. After my ex-husband left, X's side of the bed became dog's side of the bed. Dog knows, off, and would jump off the bed when I said, scooch, too, and then ask to be let back up on the bed. Eventually he figured out that, scooch, isn't the same as, off, he doesn't have to get put of the bed, just out of my side of it.
When I was little I would constantly carry around one of my cats, Feist. Since my hands were full with her I would use one of her outstretched paws to turn on lights whenever we entered a room. Now the little bastard switches them on and off for fun.
The microwave means thorough petting until the timer goes off.
Opening the fridge and touching a plastic bag means they get a carrot. My mom gives my dogs carrots because they steal it from our rabbit.
Changing the sheets on the bed means playtime. My cat likes to sit on the bed as I throw on the sheets, likes that Rainbow Parachute elementary game. She tries to attack my hand if I straighten the edges while she's there too.
After my roommate got a cat, my dog answers to, kitty kitty kitty, cause he wants love and or treats.
I don't know how it started, but my dog will bark at anyone who tries to wake me up in the morning. Not a playful bark either, it's an "I will eat whoever tries waking up my friend" bark.
Not sure how it happened, but my dog will run to nearest window, stand on his hind legs and look outside frantically if I ask him, "Who's here?" This behavior also occurs when there is a knocking sound, whether it's on the TV or at the door IRL. If no one is there, he will whine. If it is someone he knows, he will get excited. If it's a stranger, he will growl. Best guard dog buddy.
My cat drinks out of a glass on my nightstand rather than a bowl. A couple of years ago, she was having some pretty serious dental issues, all fixed now, and was being reluctant to eat and drink. She had always wanted to drink out of the water cup I had for myself, and at that point I just wanted her to drink anything, so I let her. That was my mistake, and now she refuses to drink out of a bowl on the ground, and will only drink out of cups. She has a permanent cup on my nightstand, to this day. Oh well, at least it's easier for me to monitor her water intake.
The budgie had a broken leg in a little splint. He would climb to the roof of his cage with just his beak and good leg, then let go of his beak and hang by one leg, then just stare at me. He knew I would stick my hand in and he could just fall off into my hand. He only did this when I was around because I was the only one who would stick my hand in.
One of my cats has a favorite toy that he brings me sometimes, and when he does I praise him for his catch. Now either I've trained him into thinking he has to bring it to me to receive affection, or he's trained me into recognizing when it's okay to give him affection. Or a little bit of both, and it's just a little nice communication tool.
I accidentally taught my dog in his version of sign language. I talk with my hands a lot, and I realized during puppy training, he would happily respond to my hand motions as well as, if not better than, verbal commands.
My cat watched me throw my dog a ball and my dog would fetch it. Then he decided he wanted to play with me.
Hey y'all. I absolutely love all of these and I'm so excited. I've replied to a bunch, but it's late where I live, so I'm gonna go to sleep and read and reply to a bunch more tomorrow. Thank you all for sharing so far.
My dog rears up on his back, 2 legs when I pull out his harness. It makes it easier to put it on. Love the little dude.
I conditioned my cats to use the scratching post with treats and pets and lots of good boy, good boy. For the last 7 years, whenever I have to tell my one cat to stop chewing on something or anything like that, he goes to that post and scratches furiously, looking at me like, "But I'm a good boy."
I used treats to train my dog to do a few basic commands, as any good owner would do. Now when I ask him to sit, he immediately assumes that I'm going to ask the same 3 commands I always do. Little jerk thinks he knows what I'm gonna ask. Tears of joy.
I picked my kitten up a few times to kill some spiders up high for me. So now whenever I pick her up, she looks up at the ceiling and looks for spiders.
I accidentally conditioned my cat to beg me to feed her if I so much as utter the word, hungry. It started when she was a wee lass and I'd say, "Are you hungry?" at mealtime. Now she's all old and shit. When I mutter to myself, "Man, I'm hungry," she runs from one side of my house to the other begging for food. Even though she didn't finish her food from 30 seconds ago. I love her, but Christ. I made an oopsie. If I ever find a DeLorean, I'm gonna have words with me.
Get wet food at 4 a.m. every day. I wake up early during the week and feed him wet food right away. Of course he doesn't care that it's the weekend. His internal alarm clock is down to minute with precision. And because he's a cat, and an asshole, if we don't get up and get his food, he howls loudly through the house, opens shutters, walks on our faces, nudges our noses with his nose. He's so relentless it's not even funny. But we love him. My dog got into the habit of going outside and barking around 11 p.m., because of a few times where I gave her a treat to get her to come inside and stop barking.
Bring me dirty laundry. One day my cat brought me a sock and it was so cute, so I petted him and praised him. That started a cycle of it, and now he's constantly bringing dirty laundry to me.
My kitten will aggressively headbutt my face every night before bed, for top-of-head kisses before she goes to sleep.
Every morning when I wake up I rub my dog's belly. Now whenever I say good morning she will lay on her back for belly scratches.
My last dog, who was a damn genius. If the Emmerdale theme tune played, it was time for his medication. If we went into the kitchen, and he was hungry, he could very clearly show me what he wanted, stand next to the fridge if he wanted cheese, ham, the cupboard if he wanted a treat. Same with water. He'd stand near either the sink or his bowl until one looked at him and changed it. He was on medication that made him more thirsty than a normal dog, hence why he'd learned how to tell me when he was running low. My current dog, who is incredibly mischievous at the best of times. What's in your mouth? Runs into the garden immediately.
Bark when I'm eating literally anything because snack time for me is also snack time for her.
Run away when I inhale deeply. I used to blow on his face a lot when I was little. IDKY.
My dog will get overprotective of space like my lap or my truck. I think it's from raising him without other animals, or we spent too much time alone with just the two of us.
My dog knew he would always get some ice to chew when I went to the fridge, so anytime he heard the ice machine on the fridge start he would come running in. Once he became desfuck, he would feel the vibrations in the floor from it and knew it was ice time. My dog learned the word, treat, and if we said it while talking she would get so sassy and demanding until she got one. So we switched to saying, you know what, and she learned that too. Then we started spelling it and she learned that too, so IDK what to do.
When my cat sees us with a garbage bag, he runs to the door waiting for us to open it.
My cat knows to come over for the last bits of my yogurt every night. She can tell from another room by the sound my spoon makes how much there is left, i.e. when it's worth it to run on to me. Our dog never learned any commands except to come back from outside when you mimicked loud eating sounds. One time my dad gave our dog a treat after peeing outside and it was all downhill from there.
My wife and I have pretty set sleep schedules during the week. If we stay up later on the weekend or with our dog gets very huffy, offended, and will sigh passive-aggressively at us until we go upstairs to bed. Oh, and if one of his bowls is empty he licks it, also passive-aggressively, and then makes direct eye contact. Every time I turn my shower on, my dog comes running from wherever he is, even if sleeping. Think he does this cause he associates showers with cleaning after going to the ball field and diving in the grass. Or just his inner doodle loving water.
Literal Pavlovian response: when we turn the TV off to go to bed he knows it's dinner time.